Okay, welcome back. Last time we started making our way through Mt Iwato, and I ended at this bit where there's all the holes in the floor. So in between episodes, I did a little bit of an investigating, and by that I mean I went on Google. So, pretty much, in order to fill out the map in its entirety here, I do need to step on every single tile. So that includes every damage tile, every explosive tile, every poison tile, every SP drain tile, and every pitfall. So basically, what I'm gonna do is I'll do this first fight here, and then there will probably be a then there will just be a cut, and then I'll have all of it mapped out, because this is going to probably take ages. So I will be right back with everything done. I'll probably have way less HP, way less SP, and everyone will be poisoned, but I should be able to have it all done. Of course I say that and now no one gets poisoned. You know what? Hey, if my luck wants to work with me like that, I will be more than happy with it. Okay, so I'll do this fight, and then I'll make that cut. I mean, hey, you know what? If one of these virtues... Hey, if these things just want to negotiate with me and I can get them to, peacefully negotiate, I have no real issues with that. 10 out of 10, we just absolutely nailed that negotiation that time. Okay, so we should get, what, 60 judgment cards here? Yeah, 60 judgment cards, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm nearly done. So I'm just gonna keep going from here. I think there might be, like, one pitfall left, but I've pretty much mapped out the entire area as far as I can tell. However, I am worried about one little thing, and that is, I know that there's probably a couple of, like, little secret passages that I might have missed, and if I've missed those, I've missed those, and then I'll have just wasted my time. But we should be just about done with this section now. Yeah, like, there's a bit over here, but I imagine that that's like an ascending slope later. Anyway, we can now go to the next string of mirrors, just as soon as we get through this group of enemies who has apparently decided to block my path. So, what if Ulala just pulled up to an angel and went, "Hey, I'm gonna tell you your fortune." Oh well, that made it both happy, well, eager and angry, so maybe that wasn't the play. Okay, Nanjo, tell it about Japan's future from the year 2000. It wasn't, apparently, it was not looking forward to Japan's future from the year 2000. Okay, well, everyone else, just do your own thing. Everyone else use Meltdown. You two, beat up this guy. Okay, didn't quite kill me. You know what? That'll be fine. I probably should have just stopped the turn so Maya wouldn't have just, had, if I had done a magic spell, just blasted it right back at her. But you know what? She leveled up, so it's fine. Let's go 2 Vitality, 1 Agility. And I don't need to worry anymore about Nanjo's stats because, well, he isn't going to be here for much longer. Spoilers, he will leave the party after this dungeon. Okay, let's see what this flashback has for us. The pain! It hurts, damn it! You goddamn brats, you did to me again! You, and that woman too, and the goddamn dad man who locked me up in the frickin' mountains! I'll kill you all! Bajuka used to be the leader of a secret organization, the Masked Circle. Tatsuya was a key member. They collected people's hopes and dreams as energy, planning to fulfill the Oracle of Maya, the fall of humanity. We found that out through fighting key members of the Masked Circle: Tsudo, Anayoshi Zaka, and Ginji Sasaki. So then what? You say in Maya's visions are all memories of a different reality? Are you saying that Maya and Tatsuya came from the same reality as you? That's not quite true. Tsudo Pseudo was truly a person of this side. And my controller is disconnected. He was just told by him of the existence of the other side, and was only being used. So what do you mean? It's not like Maya came from that world either, right? Why does Maya only have the memory of this other side? None of us have it. There's a lot of reasons. I don't think you should know anymore. Idiot, as if we could back out after all of this. If you continue, something bad may happen. I don't remember if this has any impact on anything later, but I'll say don't suffer by yourself. I feel like that's what Maya would say. And away he goes. The Joker was in another world as well. What exactly happened on the other side? So you're saying it's the same Sonomura? I want to think that it's not possible. Him? Who could he be talking about? Okay, so Maya's still Maya, right? We've known each other since high school. Also, I don't remember if I mentioned it previously. So, you may remember, way back in Innocent Sin, there was a flashback that showed Jun and Tatsuya when they were kids, and it showed how Tatsuya got his lighter, because he got it from Jun, and Jun got a watch from Tatsuya. Now, the drunk cop who came out of the bar and talked to them, that was Baofu. I feel like I probably mentioned that during the abandoned factory bit, and probably just forgot because it's been a couple of weeks since I recorded it. But yeah, thought that was probably quite an interesting little thing to note. Completely unnecessary for me to do that. Because, as it turns out, Magna is doing all the work. You know what? Yeah, sure, let's cast Loiseau de... You know what? It's French. I can't pronounce it. I'll throw my hands up and say, yeah, I can't pronounce French stuff very well. Anyway. Okay, cool. Baofu's close to hitting level 50. And speaking of Baofu, I think we should be about to get, whatchamacallit? Yeah, his item to get his ultimate persona, I think. If it's not this, it should be the next one. A silver bow? Whose is this for? Oh, material cards. Silver bow. Atmos of the Moon Arcana. Oh, we already have it. It's for Prometheus. Okay, so if Silver Bow lets Maya get hers. Honestly, it's a bit weird that either I've missed it, or Ulala gets hers last. Which is a little bit strange. I would like to think I haven't missed it, because if I have, I'm gonna feel really, really stupid. Especially because I've been going out of my way to, you know, make sure that I get all of these maps done. Well, to get this map done. Okay, so that's this section clear. So I have like 2 tiles there, but I can quickly just run on over and grab those without any real hassle. Okay, and we're out of here. Fantastic. Okay, so we get that. Now we go down. And I believe this is... Yeah, this should be it, I think. Grab those. The Ortix. Let's quickly double check that. Yeah, needed to summon Asteria of the Star Arcana. Honestly, it's kind of funny how few representatives of the Star Arcana you've actually had as party members. Like, because there isn't a star in Persona 1. There's Ulala in whatchamacallit, in Eternal Punishment. There's Teddy in 4. There isn't one in 5 because Hifumi is a star. And then there's Persona 3, and P3 is a bit weird with some of its party members and stuff, but I will explain more about that in just a moment. Actually, you know what? Well, I might as well just do this fight, so So basically, in Persona 3, the male party members, some of them have their arcana, and then they are a different one on their social link. This is mostly a P3P thing. Like, Shinji is Hierophant, but his social link is the moon. Akihiko is the Emperor, but he has the star for his social link. And then there's Junpei. Junpei is just magician all the way through. And I think Ken is justice all the way through. And I think Koromaru is strength. I think. I might be wrong on that. It's been a while since I played P3. This whole time, was I having a nightmare? Oh, thank goodness. I'm so glad. Damn, dude. You had us so worried. Okay, I'm gonna have to pause here for a bit due to shenanigans. Okay, sorry about that abrupt cut. Had to quickly go do something. And I don't remember if I'd said that line. So apologies if that line went unread. Of course. It's ticking. It had been stopped ever since that day. That's right. We promised to protect Maya together, forever, and I Anemophila flower. Sorry. So sorry. What? The Personas are being frightened by something. Shame on you. The head of the Masked Circle dares to allow his enemies to pity him. The Joker was my former best friend Jun, who was being manipulated by false memories. No, it wasn't only Jun. Akichi, Lisa, Maya, and me. All of us. We were all friends playing Masked Circle, separated by Pseudo's arson 10 years ago. Maya taught us the importance of dreams. Forever, the 5 of us all together. We all believed that. But Maya had to leave town for family reasons. We couldn't bear that, so we locked her in the shrine, and then Pseudo set it aflame. We thought Maya had died, so we were scared, and each of us suppressed the memory. Jun remembered that and became a Joker. Controlled by him, he tried to end the world in exchange for the ideal evolution. His story. It's just like what we're going through, don't you think? Who is that him that controlled Jun? His appearance was that of Jun's father, but inside was completely different. A crawling chaos Nyarlathotep. The being that stands opposite to Philemon, a shadow that lurks deep within man's heart, toying with destiny. He wants to bring the same chaos to this side as the other side. The New World Order is just one of his pawns. Hey, what do you mean by causing the same thing to happen? You'll find out. Okay, what does everyone have to say? The being that stands opposite to Philemon? The archetype of existential destruction? If such a thing does exist, it's well beyond our comprehension. A shadow of mankind. There's a boss behind the New World Order? That guy's in each and every one of us? Yeah, Nyarlathotep. It wasn't merely Kandori's persona? The Ideal collected Masked Circle and the Kagare collected New World Order, huh? Serizawa is right. The situations are pretty similar. Okay, so what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm going to save, and actually, I'm gonna save. I need to save here. I will save, and I'll quickly reload, just so it doesn't do the loaded to save state thing, so I will be right back. Okay, so, off we go. off we go towards the final, well, the end of Mt Iwato. Now, I should also probably just note here, yeah, so this is the second time I'm recording this. This is the second time I'm recording this second half of the episode. Basically, I recorded this second half of the episode, and then I was recording something else later, and it just had a horrible realization of, I didn't have the narration audio track on at all. So I recorded the gameplay and narrated all the cutscenes and everything, but I wasn't recording like my voice audio, so I am having to redo it. So yeah, not exactly my finest hour, but hey, could be okay. And honestly, it's only like 10-15 minutes, so it's not that big of a deal. Well, I feel pretty okay about it. And also 10 out of 10, Meltdown continues to just absolutely obliterate every enemy in the game. I also didn't get a mutation last time, so you know what? I'll call that a double win. I will call that a double win. Because, hey, this time I got a mutation that I didn't get the last time. Okay. I did also finish the map, so let's make sure we do that again, because I don't want to mess this up. But, fortunately for me, 10 out of 10, once again, the answer is Meltdown everything. I would quite like to be able to, you know, maybe cast a different It's Everything spell. You know, just to spice it up a little bit. But I know that the next boss, like the next major boss at the end of a dungeon... Okay, so, spoiler alert, there is a boss about halfway through the next dungeon, and I believe it might be the hardest boss fight in the entire game. So, hopefully I can get through that without any real hassle, but we'll see how we do when we get there. And I do also remember that the next boss, like the boss at the end of the next dungeon, I remember that that one is pretty much entirely, like, all in weak on fire. But, you know, we'll get to that when we get to it. Also, okay, apparently we can negotiate with this. It's with Tatsuya. Cool. So we get 48 temperance cards. Will I be getting another temperance persona in this game? Probably not, but hey, I have access to it. Now let's just make sure we do this, and we are pretty much at the end here. Pretty much what I do is I go across one more little bridge, I suppose, goes into one more string of memories, and that's the end of the dungeon. Then, in between episodes, I'll probably do a little bit of grinding just to get cards, because I will have access to everyone's ultimate personas, and I would quite like to get those before we move forward. Okay. Are you weak to magic or physical attacks? Well, if they're not weak to magic, this may be a mistake. They are indeed weak to physical attacks, so let's just go for... actions. All attack. Right. Attack. 10 out of 10. Nanjo hits pretty hard. Okay. Now the real question is, will Ulala level up before we finish this dungeon? Place your metaphorical bets. Will she level up before I make my way out of here? I don't think she will. But hey, you know, depends on which enemies we encounter and how much... Yeah, depends on how many encounters we get and which enemies we encounter. Because, you know, could be anything. But there's the spring right there, so I'm fairly confident she isn't going to level up here. How am I going to do this? Sorry, I had to stop for a second. I just had... Anko, are you okay, buddy? Like, they just randomly started screaming. Okay, sick. I can just have Biofu negotiate. The Biofu negotiation technique of, I guess Biofu's negotiation technique is kind of... I guess it's technically blackmail, isn't it? Anyway, that should be this map done. The map of Mount Iwato has been completed, so this is the end of the dungeon. Fantastic. Has playing the role of a father made you soft, crawling chaos? Yeah, Lafotep. I think now you should better understand what I said. You are right that these humans may make for good test cases. What's he saying? Philemon? We are the sources of people's souls, incarnations of the collective unconsciousness, indivisible from one another. We have watched man's strivings for eons. I lead those with strong hearts. A crawling chaos drags the weak into the abyss. All of this is to ascertain if man's souls, riddled with contradictions as they are, can evolve into something whole. You all showed that potential. If there were more like you, man could someday reach a perfect state that understood its purpose. Briefing? This is all part of your experiment? You should show more respect to. The best he can do is watch, but me? I'm different. Damn it, Lisa, hurry up and bust out a deer or something here. I'm trying, but the bleeding won't stop. Why? Why aren't my spells working? Philemon? Nyarlathotep? Was this your reason for creating the legend of the Spear of Destiny? They say that when Jesus Christ's corpse was pierced with that spear, blood continued to spill endlessly. You humans have passed that legend down for 2,000 years. It's one hell of a strong rumour. A fatal wound would take effect immediately. The idea that Nyarlathotep set this up 2,000 years in advance is kinda wacky. Hurry up and forget about me? Don't be ridiculous, how could I ever forget? Yeah, I'll grab it. You taught me, I'll grab hold of my dream, so... Anyone has the power to achieve their dreams, eh? Your namesake, deluded to the end, has been sacrificed. The dream is fulfilled. And out of respect for that, I'll grant the dream of destruction that you humans always wanted. You remember now? What happened after that? Maya, with the name of Maya Okumura, died. Prophecy fulfilled, the world destroyed, leaving only Sumaru behind. In the world of the collective unconsciousness where we fought him, strong beliefs become reality. By resetting our meeting 10 years ago, we created another reality in exchange for the truth and memories until then. So that's this reality. Maya told us to forget about it, to accept everything and move on. But couldn't stand it. That's why we made this reality. To trade for our memories, we escaped here, hanging on to a faint hope to remember. A hope like that couldn't happen. My friends that meshed in this side forgot about the other side, and each other. But So that's why Maya and that Jun kid don't remember about the other side. No wonder we natives of this side don't have a memory of the other side. I like how Persona 1 still happened in both timelines. I like how that didn't change. But that could change. He said that I was the paradox. This reality exists on the concepts of resetting the memories of us five. If we all regain our memories, the distortion between the two worlds will grow, and this world will cease to exist. I don't want Maya to be involved anymore. I'm sure you understand now. Please stay out of it. What were we talking about, Serizawa? I don't know. Shouldn't the adults be the one fooling the kids? No. It's about adults taking responsibility for children's actions. Tricked me. Oh, I am absolutely taking the opportunity to call Tatsuya a dummy. I did not think Maya was gonna slap him. Okay, I lied. I recorded this earlier. I knew she was gonna slap him. Anyway. I'm sorry. I understand. Please don't get mad. Well, I guess my work is done here. You're surrounded by good adults, boy. You'd better appreciate what they do for you. What are you going to do? I'm going to walk a path that I believe in. I'll do all I can to end the chaos in the city. Well, if we're both still alive, let's knock one back together later. I like how they're friends now. We've wasted so much time. We better hurry up and catch up with Tatsuya before it's too late. Kandori and that woman said that bastard's headed for the Torifune. How can we find it? They created the Torifune with a rumor, so if you follow the rumor about the underground, you should find it. Okay, so with that, I am going to quickly do two things and then wrap up today's episode. So first things first, I'm going to run on over here, turn in the map, and get the next one. Okay, hello Salam Ladin. Apologies if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Anyway, we now get a whole bunch more cards and take a request for our next area, which will be Torifune Area 1 and Area 2. Because we have to go through subway tunnels, and then we get to Torifune. So, pretty much, the Torifune is just like the lab was. Pretty much, you go in, and it's 2 dungeons back to back, but you can leave the subway at any point. Basically, once you go in... Okay, how do I phrase this? It's 2 dungeons back to back, but you can leave the first one at any time. But once you leave the first one to go into the second one, that's when you're locked in. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to heal my party. So let's do a quick heal. Thank you. Ooh. And now what I'm going to do is go over to Hirosaka, because I am going to go to Kasugiyama. Actually, hold on, just a moment. I remembered something. At Kasu High School Festival, Teke appeared, but no one believes me. I wonder if someone has proof to back me up on this. Was it wearing a name tag? Okay, so what I'm gonna do... That guy was named Pathetic Loser. That is kinda sad. Anyway, I'm going to save and end off today's episode here. In between episodes, I'll probably go and fight Teke, because it'll probably just pop up sometime. And I'm also going to go and get more cards so I can get everyone's ultimate personas at the start of the next episode. Probably. I might not, but I more than likely will. I'll also probably talk about Tatsuya, who's now joined the party, because as you can see, he is very strong and has a mountain of SP. So yeah, that's going to be it for this episode, and I believe this should have been a Monday episode, I think. So I'll hopefully be back on Wednesday if I've looked at my calendar correctly. Yeah, and yeah, I'm going to end off today's episode here. As always, feel free to leave a comment or click any of the buttons down below if you feel so inclined. And I'll hopefully see you all on Wednesday for more Persona 2 Eternal Punishment. Yeah, thanks for watching. Later.